Hi everyone, or should I say, hi y'all. I'm fresh back from Atlanta from the Anna Griffin creative event, and I'm just going to touch on that for a moment before we go on to make a Christmas card. The event itself was absolutely overwhelming, mind-blowing, and just everything and beyond that you could ever expect. I enjoyed meeting each and every one of you. I just hope that you took something away from my class and thought, you know what, I'm going to try that. And it was just everything you could possibly imagine times a million. And I'm still overwhelmed by it. I can't put it into words, and I enjoyed each and every minute. So anyway, this project is a Christmas card project I took with me to Atlanta to film in the hotel. I never had chance because you know what it was like, it was so busy. So you'll have to imagine my surroundings being the hotel and being out there. It's a project that we did a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was Claire MacDonald that said, oh, you know what, it would be great as a Christmas card with snowflakes. I'm not going to use snowflakes, but we are going to use it as a Christmas card. And I think it's quite an easy one, and the overall effect is just the coloured different cardstocks that we use. Everything I do use I shall put in a detailed list on my blog. Please feel free to check my blog out because there's so many more projects on there. I can't comment back to you on YouTube because my replies disappear, but you can always comment on Facebook or on my blog. So I'll mention everything as we go along. If I forget it, just check the blog out. Now the base card that you're going to need is a 5x7, or as I say, 7x5. It's a normal ivory base card, and I'm just simply going to use my bone folder to make sure we've got a nice sharp score along the edge. Now we're going to do the inside first, and as I say, it's kind of like a repeat on something that we made a few weeks ago, and everybody loved it. The first thing I've done, I've taken a piece of ivory cardstock and I've used some of Anna's gift wrap Christmas stamps, and I've just stamped a snowflake design on the base of it using it's a watermarking pad, so it just shows the pattern very gently and you can only see it in certain light. And then I've touched a gold ink pad around two edges of the layer that I've already cut. And then the one thing that I have done is I've used border trim dies, and I've used them on Anna's gold metallic layers. I've die cut them, and then I've just stamped Merry Christmas along the edge in a black ink pad, and I'm going to stick the border trim die cuts that I've made just along the edge of the ivory panel. And I've added red tape on the back already, and I'm going to do the same for the other side, and I'm going to trim these down just to make sure they sit nicely on top of the layer. So I can use my scissors just to make sure I trim that little edge off. There we go. And at the other side as well. And then I can insert this into my card. Now this is a quick and simple insert, and there's a lot of room left if you're wanting to write a long message, if you're wanting to make a short message and you think there's too much room for you, just add another sentiment through the centre. So I've got flat tape on the back of it, and I'm simply going to insert it like so, and that will give a really nice inside to our card, and it's going to match perfectly. You can just see the snowflakes from the watermark stamping. So now we can turn our attention to the front. I'm using my bone folder again to make sure I've got a nice sharp crease, and the paper that I'm going to use on the back is the Anna Griffin snowflake paper. It's actually AG1235, and it was from way back in 2007, as far as I know, and my memory serves me correctly. That's what the paper says. But you would be able to use any of your Christmas papers on the back of this. It's just simply to give it a background so that we're not going straight onto ivory card. So press that down. It's on flat tape, tape runner, something like that, just a flat glue. And there we go. Next, now we've cut the border trim dies in 3 different colours. Well, I'm saying 3 different colours. 3 different kinds of gold cardstock. I've used Anna's metallic layers, I've used Anna's satin gold, and I've used Anna's gold foil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the gold foil. I've got red tape on the back. Now, I call it red tape because it's the stronger tape. I've only used the red tape because it's thinner, and it would fit on the back of my die cut. So I'm simply going to go to the edge of the card with the first die cut, and I'm taking the straight corner along the edge. Now I've got to just mention how the die cuts, when I'm talking about these from the border trim dies, they're actually cut in half from the border trim. So when you get your borders and die cut them, they're actually a full piece like this. And I've simply just cut it in half down the centre. And then I'm using half of each of the die cut at each side of the card. They've all got the flat tape on at the moment, and we're just simply matching both sides up, and it's just the repeat of a card we did before, and we did it in tones of blue previously. So I think this, this one will work equally as well. So next, we're going to add the next die cut, and I'm just placing this underneath the previous one, like so. And this is the satin cardstock, and we'll do the same for the other side. There we go. Just matching the pieces up. And then the last one for this section is the satin cardstock. So I've used all the same die for these, and you can see the progression of the different colours of the card. And there we go. And then the last one for the reverse side, like this. And they're just, I think this die set is perfect for this style. So next we're going to do the centre. Now this again is one of the border trim dies, and I've cut it in the gold cardstock, and I've just cut a section in the glitter cardstock. Now on the back of the glitter cardstock I've got 3D foam, and I've cut the shape. It just fits the centre of the border trim, and it's the border trim that's got the 2 bows on it, and it just makes it, it'll show a little bit of glitter through the card, and it'll give it a twinkle when it's sat on a mantelpiece. So I can take the tape off the back of it. Again, it's just, I've just used the skinny red tape. You might have normal white tape. And I'm just going to marry up the glitter card and place it underneath the centre of the border trim so that it covers the lattice like that. I'm going to press it down so it takes hold, and then I'm just going to trim that little piece off at the top to make sure it's all nice and neat, and then I can position this through the centre of our card, and it goes just between all the border pieces that we've added. There we go. Now, that looks beautiful as it is, but we're just going to add a sentiment in the middle, and this is from Anna's favourite Christmas sentiments. I've simply peeled the back of it away and press it down onto the centre, and then I've taken 2 poinsettia stickers and I'm simply going to add these, one underneath and one above. There we go. And then I've got 2 gold bows that I'm just going to position at either side of the sentiment, like that. And that is our card finished. Nice and Christmassy, all that gold and the red from the poinsettias, it stands out so well. The inside matches perfectly with the border trim. We've got our sentiment down the sides and just that touch of the snowflakes through the centre that it just picks up, and it's such a perfect pretty card for Christmas. Stands up nicely. You won't need extra padding for the postage. Now, while I've been in the States, I've learned all about the postage, and I know you don't send so many square cards, it's mainly the rectangle ones. However, if you've got the square ones and you put them in a rectangle envelope, then you can still send them. So that is just a gorgeous Christmas card, nice and fast, and it just stands out so well. So please check it out on my blog. Please share with your crafty friends. If you've got any comments, please feel free to comment on Facebook or on my blog. And I've just loved hearing from you over the last couple of weeks. And while I've been away, I'm still catching up with messages. But it's just been so great that you've enjoyed meeting me or watching the projects. And honestly, it's been mind-blowing for me. I didn't realise so many people knew who I was. So, so it has been brilliant, thank you. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.